Will AI replace AI human writers, or is it just a tool that makes us unstoppable? Today, we're diving deep into the world of AI generating content and SEO with an expert content writer who is leveraging AI like never before. Hi, I'm Victoria Olsina, and on this channel, we break down the secrets of SEO, AI, and digital marketing. And today, we have a very special guest who is redefining how content is created with AI. Joining us today is Delargo, content creator who has several years of experience, and he's a YouTuber. He also writes content for Espacio Cripto, which is one of the most popular podcasts in Latin America about cryptocurrency. We're going to be exploring how AI is changing the game, what works and what doesn't. So, Delargo, welcome.
Thanks for having me on, Victoria. I think this is my first podcast in English, and I listen to a lot of content in English.
We work together in a project, and we always speak Spanish. I'm from Argentina, I'm from Mexico. So, Delargo, could you please introduce yourself and share us a bit about your background as a content writer?
For sure. I describe myself like just like a general content creator, but writing it's the base of everything content related. If you're going to make a video, you have to do the writing of the script or how it's going to be structured. But yeah, in general, I'm a content creator. I do newsletter. I do long format, short format. Every platform I think I have tested out, see what works, see what doesn't, and be on this wall with that you're just hammer it out just to try to figure out how the algorithm works. I'm doing kind of okay on YouTube. I like it, but I feel this necessity of own my audience, and that translates into an personal newsletter. So I started writing in there. Um, and it was always like a call to action from my videos. So hey, I have this newsletter. I talk about two things: building in crypto and also investing in crypto. So it's two sides. Uh, it's like how to get money on this uh, PvP environment and how to make money on the win and help win mindset that it's providing value to others. Then I enter Espacio Cripto as head of content. Actually, I started as product manager, but right now I'm head of content. And yeah, basically, right now my every day it's figuring out how to be faster, but not losing that quality or that human touch that people connect. Because in an AI world, uh, actually content can be a little bit commoditized. So how can we like be fast because all other people are also having their own podcast, their own newsletter? How can we compete with that mindshare of the public? Because not sure, like sometimes content wise, you're competing against the attention of everyone. So it's a hard game. I like it. I'm not sure if I'm an expert, but I'm doing it every day. So like I have the practice. So that's where I can make my contribution.
Amazing. And so we talked about Espacio Cripto, which is a project I'm helping with the SEO and the marketing at the moment. And we have been starting using some of the agents that I have shown in this channel before. And how do you think that this agent has helped you compared to traditional method? Or what was your process before and what is your process now with this agent?
But yeah, the SEO assistant, right?
Yes.
We think that, oh, this is what people are searching on the internet. And we use Google on the video side tools like vidIQ. But I feel like in that process of using those tools, we didn't have a very standardized method. And the SEO assistant, it's like the final boss that dictates if you're doing a good work or not in having the right keywords that people are looking for. The website is kind of new, our website, and it's exciting to see like, okay, now if I look for Bitcoin dominance, I can see an article for Espacio Cripto. Okay, now we're in that next step. And it's thanks for that assistant. Right now, our process is like this: like we generate our content, it's like 50% AI, 50% human. And from that, we go to the system to make that like that curation of to say that, okay, this article has this type of SEO score. Uh, it has a 20 score or 30 score, and you need to be better. You need to be at least 70. So that has helped us a lot. But more on that, it's like to identify things that we are not doing. I think that's the biggest part. Like, okay, maybe we need like another agent that speaks like us. Like you help us with that, Victoria, with the Joker, because one of our team members, we call him the Joker. So if this agent that is going to speak like you, and it's not going to sound like this AI generated content that I do hate. I don't like it. And I can see it. Like I read like 15 newsletters a day or 15 podcasts a day. Like it's not like I wait the whole time seeing them, but it's like I can see them fast, and I'm like, okay, this is AI. This for sure is AI. And and people don't make at least some effort to go through the content that the AI generated and see, okay, maybe I should change this. Because before, assistant or not, like at least what we were doing, it's like generate the whole thing and tell AI like fix some things besides keywords, like if it's well written, if it makes sense, things like that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you're a very well-known crypto publication. You cannot publish AI trash, right? So what we have tried to do with this process is to have content that respect SEO guidelines in terms of how the title should be, the meta description, the H1, the H2, FAQs, the whole structure of the content. And now what we're doing as from this week is to personalize that content. We don't want content that starts in the ever-changing world of cryptocurrencies. We don't want that. The world is full of that. So I think that also the secret here is in stacking the different agents and the different tools, right? The SEO Content Assistant gives you a very good structure to work on, but we needed this new agent that you mentioned, which I called it Jokerizer, because it's based on your colleague Joker, and he writes in a very particular way. So it's like, okay, if we have this content that is SEO optimized, can we adapt it to his style so it sounds like him? I don't think that anybody likes to read AI generated content when you realize it's AI generated content. I think it's an evolution, right? From writing without any SEO guidelines to writing with SEO guidelines. So it doesn't have to sound like AI. And we are now in this process of refining the tones and styles of each of you. And actually, something really interesting is that right now with this new, I call it Estilizer, right? Because in your case, it's a, I call it Jokerizer, but I think these kind of agents could have a presence in any organization, right? So whoever is the main writer, we could copy their style and their personality, and we will use that as the last step to Estilize the content. I think for me, this is also a very good learning process because, as you said, it's like we are learning as we go. The more we use agents, the more we realize if there is anything else missing, right?
Yeah. Yeah. What I like about this is that I said before that AI is going to commoditize like the content, but at the same time, it's going to make a lot of people not going into the difficult and painful process of content creation. So it's an asset if you make it content like on the hard way. It's like also like development. Like now everyone can code, but not everyone can understand the logic behind it. It's like a probably a liability that you can convert it into an asset. So I like that. Personally, sometimes I was doing some deep work on some questions I have to answer for a client and in Espacio Cripto, and I spent the whole day on it. But I was like talking to ChatGPT, and it was like I was making like a voice note on my phone on the app, and I was like ranting 5 minutes, and ChatGPT to bring those ideas down and make sense of you. Try to connect those ideas, and I think that's the correct way to start implementing AI into the content.
A lot of people are concerned about AI replacing everyone. And I think that at the moment, the way that we're using it now is as a tool to improve everyone's productivity. And as you said, to create things faster, because there is always a competitor or someone else that is moving faster than you in this game. Particularly, if you are on video, newsletter, podcast. It's really hard to keep up to do all of that. And even in Espacio Cripto, I think, you don't have a very big team, right? To do all of this. I mean, you have a podcast 2 times a week. You write content for the blog. There is a newsletter or 2 newsletters. There is social media. So definitely AI can help you with the heavy lifting of all of these things. I think I have never done all of those things myself, but it would put me off from doing it myself if I didn't have these tools. Actually, I invented these tools because I didn't want to do things. I'm lazy at heart. That's why I create agents that do a lot of things for me and for my clients. That's the truth. So, do you think that what are the biggest challenges that you face when you're using AI for content writing?
If you have the idea and you want to go to 0 to 1 on that content creation part, I think you're going to suffer a lot, because you still need to do that like initial effort so that AI can help you make it to the next level. So I think you cannot miss that. It's not like an AI thing. I think it's a creator's thing. But problem with AI, it kind of get too repetitive. So you should like use, I'm not sure if different LLMs, you can call it that way, or different GPTs. For example, on the title creation, get that YouTube title or a blog title. It sounds like a very effortless thing. I just say title. I think it's the most important thing, because it's going to be the thing that people is going to get into your content, and you need to have a really good title, because it's like the marketing for the content. So, um, you need to use like several tools to get to the initial work of the content creator part side, to get into this final title. Because if you say like, oh, I have this title, no, I have this content about it. It's like ChatGPT, or the normal one. It's always ask a question or say something, and then points another phrase, and it's like, give me 5 different variations of the title, and it's always like this: 1 phrase, 2 points, second phrase. It's always like the same format, and it's like I don't want the 2 points. I want a question, or I want something different, and it's like it's like it's working on just past information. Like, this works, yeah, have it. So you need to have this sense to, like, this spidey sense of how to make it differentiate from the rest. So, I always keep the content, like, I go YouTube, show transcript, if it's uploaded already, and it's like, give me a good title for this, and go queue and have a title, and I collect like 3 titles I like, and I go to the end, or ChatGPT, make one final title about all these that you need to pass to multiple GPTs.
Yeah, most people use the normal version, the basic version of ChatGPT, and that's why most content sounds the same. But what we have seen with this bot and with the Jokerizer bot is that AI can sound really different. I mean, AI can sound like Joker. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good, I would say. Once you have feedback, we're going to incorporate all of this into the agent. So we can have the most realistic version that talks like him in maybe 90%. I don't know, we're going to get to 100%. But if everybody was doing something like that, you can imagine that AI content would look really different, right? I think it's the more that you use AI, the more you learn how to tweak it and how to adapt it to your needs without it sounding like everyone else.
Probably per person, or per content creator, and also per developer and other things. But in here, thinking in content, it's like I will need like 6 agents that operate behind one like strategic agent. Like this strategic agent, it's like more general, but knows the different parts on the content creation part side. One is like make it more human. Another is how to go viral. And one agent specializing in each of these: virality, communication, connecting with people, like how to appear yourself in TikTok. You need to be like more human, and Instagram it's like more perfect. You have to develop that.
I actually have one of those for each of the things I do. I have
Nice.
one for I have one for LinkedIn, one for Twitter, one for YouTube, the SEO content assistant that you have used, one for keyword research, and one to reply to journalist requests. You know, when journalists send you a question about something. And I have one for hooks on Instagram. So everything that I want to do, if I have to do it repeatedly, I create one of these.
Nice. That's the thing I need to work more.
Why don't we do a demo for the people who haven't seen the agent, so we see exactly what we are talking about?
I can share real quick what I
Yeah.
did like on the past weekend. I will start with actually this one was just today to try it out. Like it was like a click, and it's a rare prompt that you make it like the first prompt when you're talking with this GPT,
Mhm.
and it's like give me what articles you want to, I don't know, like just to convert them into the style of this writer of Espacio Cripto. And I said, can we do this from scratch? For sure, what you need. And I was like, welcoming email to new subscribers of the newsletter. So this one's the email. I like things like this. While everyone else is asleep, you're still in the game, and that's like that human side that we want. That it's that this can be like from scratch, an email from scratch. Like you cannot tell if it's AI or not. And also this, like you have made one of the best decisions on your crypto journey. For some reason, I don't see ChatGPT like making this first initial phrase.
Because I trained it that
ChatGPT
way.
like
I gave specific instructions. Why
okay,
don't you tell ChatGPT to translate it to English so that people can have a better
for sure.
understanding what we're doing? So
Yeah, I did it right there.
yeah, this is the Estilizer bot that we launched yesterday and that writes like Joker, which is one of the writers of Espacio Cripto. So yeah, as you can see, the writing of this email it's pretty bold. ChatGPT will never start with you made the best decisions in your crypto journey. While everyone is
Mhm.
asleep, you're already in the game. These are things that Joker would say, not ChatGPT. Yeah, I think it's much more compelling than any of the existing AI writing tools at the moment. I started training my own AIs because I didn't like any of the tools. I have used a lot of them.
I want to show also what the work I did on the weekend. I think this one. We have a Google Drive with all the articles we did optimized for SEO to our website. What I was doing is just to get the qualification, the score of the content, let's say 30 to 50. But on the next block of articles, we're going to have 50 to 70. And then on the third one, we're going to have 70 up only. So that's like the process we're following. And the only thing I was doing is having the score and improving the title and having an SEO meta description. So the it's not right here, but the SEO content assistant, it's like tell me your keyword, your language, the search engine, and the so I give it what it's taking and Spanish, and here are the next steps. Do you have existing content that you'd like to optimize? And I was like, yeah, I have existing content, and here's all the content. And he was like, oh, okay, you were ranked 39 out of 100, and here are some nice areas of improvement. A lot of it were like things like adding the keywords to the headings, and this was really nice. You would like me to rewrite and optimize your content to boost the SEO score, and I was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And he gave it to me. Like I didn't like this. Like a lot of emojis were used, so I like, can you remove the emojis? And I had the content right here. Right. I'm not sure, but I didn't have the content, and it was like right now here is it. Oh well, here's another one, but it's the same. Stable coins in Mexico, yada yada yada. So that's how I use it, and it's like iterations only on our side right now.
That stablecoin article, you could, you can call the Joker GPT in that same chat.
I didn't know.
Now, if you press the arroba, press when you type Joker, yeah, and you can say, instead of changing from copy and pasting, you can say, can you Jokerize the stablecoin article?
What about if I use the article El Futuro?
And I think that you have to tell it, read the conversation first, read the conversation, and Jokerize I think that's how.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see if it works.
Probably I'm used to it, but this feels more human than AI.
And they are AI detectors. If you Google AI detectors, actually, I told Joker yesterday, not only it's talking like you, but the AI detector says it's 0%. In the first sentence, that after la regulación is also being a bit ironic, like he is. So, I mean, it's the first version, but now we have articles that are SEO compliant and that have a personality from one of the writers in your team. So I think we're getting somewhere. We don't know this.
Yeah, but it's like you actually always have to do the actual work, but now you're forced to implement AI. If you're like, by only work, you're not going to make it. You need both.
Yeah.
The actual work and AI.
Yes, of course. What are the manual tweaks that you do for articles like this? How do you complement those articles with what you know, or how that process works?
Probably because I read them, I then edit them, that you need to put like the hat of the writer, and you need to put then the hat of the editor, and then you need to go outside and like to walk a little bit just to don't get biased like on the writing. With AI, I don't need that 30-minute walk to come back and analyze it with a fresh mind. I can just go straight and like modify it, and the impact is going to be the same. That's why I like it.
How much time do you think this saves?
Oh, depends on the content per week, but just a simple article with AI and the SEO assistant, a day of work, probably, because it's like we can now generate 5 to 10 articles per day. And with one article all by hand, you also get burned out.
Yeah. So one article per day before, and now 5 to 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So it's 500 to 1,000%, which is
Yeah.
pretty good for product.
Yeah.
Anyway, for closing remarks, do you have any tips for other writers who want to use AI for content creation?
Yeah, I think you need to learn how to use them. Someone can see this video and it's like, that's AI content generated trash. Like, I'm not going to do that, but it's not perfect right now, but it will get a lot better. So if you don't have that muscle on the productivity side, you're going to get behind a lot. And on the content creation part also, like sometimes I got an idea, like how many times this happens? You get an idea and you write it out and you never execute on that. And with AI, I can go directly to ChatGPT. I have this idea. I'm going to round for 5 minutes and you're going to give me like the whole script. And you can do that. And that's how I did my last video. And just because I did that and I have the script right there in front of me, it was really easy to me, like just doing the actual work versus staying on the idea side. So you need to develop that muscle.
Exactly. Actually, the first GPT that I created, one of the first was for LinkedIn, because I have ideas. I mean, I have ideas all the time, but what I struggle with is execution. And LinkedIn, well, every social media is very specific, But yeah, I had this very long document of ideas for LinkedIn, which I never implemented until I created my GPT. And now I have one idea and the same for YouTube, the same for blog posts. So yeah, all of the things that I couldn't do before, now they are more likely to be done. Anyway, Delargo, thank you so much for joining me today. If people want to find you, how can they find you?
As my name, it's Delargo. It's not a no, it's a zero. On every social media, I'm like that, and I always connect with content creators and people that are in crypto.
Amazing. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with another interview with another content creator very soon.